Hello world, I am Attila. Today I will talk about The Drive, the surprising truth about what motivates us book. And this was a book about motivation and what motivates people. Of course, money and fear and things like that. But how if a company can truly achieve to motivate people beyond money, then that's very powerful. So let's talk about this. There are three main drives behind behavior. The first is the biological drive, like we want to survive, we want to have sex, we want to eat and things like that. The second drive is to seek reward and avoid punishment. And for years or for decades they thought these two were the only two. So for example, in the past, organizations or companies, they just punished their employees or they gave rewards to them. But there is the third and very powerful drive, and it's the performance of the task provides intrinsic reward. So if you completed a task, you solve a problem, you will be happy about that. But this drive only works in the right environment. And this right environment is called motivation. So this book is about how to motivate people. And first it started off by saying in the traditional environment, work environment, we just paid people. So if you get enough pay, you will work more. Or if you get bonuses, you will have the motivation or the incentive to work more. But this does not explain a lot of the movements. So for example, Wikipedia, people don't contribute because they get any money out of it, or they avoid punishment or anything like that. Or the open source movement, people don't gain anything out of that. It's because of this third drive. They contribute because they want to solve problems and things like that. So in the traditional work environment, the if-then system works. If you complete a task, if you do your work, you will get paid. But the if-then rewards require people to lose some of their autonomy. So they can't just do any tasks they want. They must do tasks that they get paid for. So for example, a gentleman might drive his car just because it's fun. But if you pay money to him just to like drive his car, that will like they won't enjoy that very much, because they are no longer fully controlling their lives, and this drains the joy from an activity if you are paid to do that. And it also said that like this if-then motivators, they often stifle rather than steer creative thinking. So an artist will work because they will create stuff because they enjoy creating. And if you only create because you want to get reward, you like that will stifle creative thinking. And rewards can also incentivize shortcuts. So if you are on a test in the school and your only goal is to get a 5, then you will probably cheat instead of learning all the stuff. And rewards can also foster short-term thinking. So even executives, they just get their paychecks or their bonuses of a company, the executives, because they had like a great earnings, then they won't care about climate change and long-term problems. And, but it said that like rewards can and do work in some tasks. For example, for routine tasks, rewards can provide a small motivational booster shot without the harmful side effects. But you must first acknowledge that the task is boring, and the second is that you should allow people to complete the task their own way. So you only state the outcome and let the people to creatively solve the task on their own way. It also said that it is possible through tricks to incorporate rewards into non-routine, more creative settings without causing a cascade of damage. So it said that any extrinsic rewards should be unexpected and offered only after the task is complete. So you do a task because of your intrinsic motivation, not because there is an extrinsic reward that you want to achieve. But when you complete your task, your employer, you might go on a lunch with your employer. So this reward provide praise, feedback, and useful information. So you didn't work towards having that bonus, but you did have some reward, and you are quite happy about that. And then it talked about intrinsic and extrinsic motivation. And it said that intrinsic motivation is like a renewable energy. So you should think from extrinsic motivation as coal and intrinsic motivation as the sun. So you are able to work, we are able to have a full economy on fossil fuels, but they do generate a lot of nasty stuff that is not healthy. But if you work a little bit more, you can harness the energy of the sun, you can harness the energy of the intrinsic rewards, and it's clean, so it doesn't create any nasty stuff, and it's renewable, so there is infinite amount of it. So to communicate easily, he said that extrinsic motivation equals type X, and intrinsic motivation is type I. So he said that type X, so extrinsic motivation, it's bad because these motivators always grow more expensive. Because once you work towards a reward, so you have a salary. You work for a couple of months, but after that you will take that salary for granted, and you will want to have a bigger salary and bigger and bigger and bigger, and this goes on and on. So these if-then motivators always grow more expensive, but type I behavior, the intrinsic motivation is built around draws on resources that are easily replenished and inflict little damage. So there is infinite amount of this intrinsic motivation, while type X behavior, it creates nasty stuff and it grows more expensive. So then how to motivate your employees intrinsically? There are three factors that you must count on. The first is the autonomy. A sense of autonomy has a powerful effect on individual performance and attitude. So if you are able to work on your own way, not the way your boss tells you, but on your own way, that's very powerful. And type I behavior emerges when people have autonomy over the 4 T's: their task, their time, their technique, and their team. So, but each people is different, and each person want to have a certain kind of autonomy. So you should get to know your employee and tailor autonomy for them based on their behavior. And the second factor is mastery, and it said that only engagement can produce true mastery. So only if you love your work and only if you are willing to put in the necessary time and effort, then you will be able to master and become the best in your field. And he said that like flow also matters, and flow is this desire to do something because you find it deeply satisfying and personally challenging. This inspires the highest levels of creativity, whether it's in the arts, sciences, or business. So you find it personally challenging because it's not too easy, this task, or not too difficult. So it's right on the edge. And when you are in the flow, the goals are clear. You want to climb a mountain. You want to complete a deadline or stuff like this. And so this flow is very important for mastery. If you want to master your subject, you must be able to be in the flow while doing that and learning. And if you want to achieve mastery, you must believe that intelligence is ultimately something that with effort we can increase. So intrinsic motivation prizes learning goals over performance goals. And mastery involves working without any noticeable improvement. You just work because you learn and you want to master your field, not because you want some result. Because it's said that true mastery, it's impossible to achieve true mastery. So it's very difficult to work towards something that you know that you can never achieve. So you can only achieve and not achieve mastery if you do these things, if you learn not because of the reward, but because you love the process, you love the learning. And it's said that effort is one of the things that gives meaning to life. Effort means you care about something, that something is important to you and you are willing to work for it. And the last factor is the purpose. So it's said that the most deeply motivated people hitch their ideas, hitch their desires to a cause larger than themselves. And it's said that purpose is becoming more common with organizations. And in the past, organizations or companies, they were only for making money. But this is the past. Because, for example, let's take Tesla. I love talking about Tesla because it's such a great example for many of these ideas. So Elon Musk knew that he needed to give a larger purpose to the company, larger than just making money. Because when they have the mission to accelerate the world's transition to sustainable energy, their employees are willing to put in the necessary work. They are willing to work overtime without many bonus paycheck and things like that. Because they know that climate change is a big problem, and if we want to defeat it, we must put in the necessary work. So these deeply motivated people hitch their desires to a cause larger than themselves. So that's all about this book. It was very interesting. It's interesting how we can motivate people, and if an organization can truly motivate their employees without large ever-growing paychecks, that's very powerful. So thanks for coming in. I have a YouTube channel where I read one book and I share the things that I learned from that book. So I also have a podcast. You can search for my podcast Attila on the World or on all the major podcast platforms. I will put everything in the description. I also have a Twitter account. You can reach me there or in the YouTube comment section. You should also subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are interested in more stuff like this. So thanks for coming in. Bye bye.